des pierres extrêmement lisses.
A relief in Bayan Temple has a rather detailed depiction of how the stone was prepared. First, long poles were used to lift the stone from its place. Then, this stone would be rubbed against the surface of a stone underneath it. After thousands of repetitions, the block would have a smooth surface with precise edges. Exactly which Phnom Kulen quarry the stones are from still remains a mystery. But a research team in Waseda University has unearthed some surprising clues through a magnetic susceptibility test. The test measures the magnetic levels of stone in order to find out its approximate date of formation and geological distribution.
我々が対磁律という岩石に磁性があって、磁石にくっつく性質だと思っていただきたいんですけども、そういったものを測定することによって、大きく時期によって7つ石切り場が変化したことが分かっています。ただそれぞれの石切り場がクレン山のどこにあったかはまだ残念ながら、地雷がたくさんあったりして調査進んでないんですが、少なくとも、昔フランスの極東学院が調査をしていて、クレン山にかなりの数の石切り場があることは分かっています。
Although their exact locations are impossible to determine, the test revealed that the stone used in the 30 most notable temples in Angkor were obtained from a group of 7 quarries. Almost all of the stones of Angkor Wat have magnetic levels of around 3, with the exception of only one section which measured 2.29. This is because the section was restored at a later date. The fact that the stones of Angkor Wat have similar magnetic levels indicates that they all came from a single quarry. In the same way, each of the temples in Angkor was most likely built with stones from the same quarry. Moving the stones presented a difficult challenge. Elephants were sometimes used for this task. Also, rods were drilled into the side in order to push and pull the massive stone blocks. Canals were used as well. Rafts would be built from the local bamboo. Then, they would be loaded with stones and propelled through the use of oars or through pushing. The arduous journey was 40 kilometers long. Having traveled down the river, the raft would arrive at Tonle Sap, a large natural lake. Experts estimate that an average of 20,000 people were used each day in order to build the temple. This estimate was made based on records indicating that a workforce of 20,000 laborers a day was used to build the smaller Taj Mahal. So what was the population in the Angkor region at the time? According to a stele inscription in Preah Khan, which was built in 1191, 97,480 priests and dancers were employed by the temple, while 100,000 farmers and slaves were used for the temple's maintenance. Based on this, the French scholar Georges Groslier estimated that the population of the Khmer capital of Angkor Thom to be 700,000 at the time. This means that in the 12th century, the population of the city far exceeded the populations of both London, which had 70,000 people, and Paris, which had 100,000 people. It was almost as large as Kaifeng, the capital of the Song dynasty, which had a population of 800,000, and much larger than Kaesong, the capital of the Korean dynasty of Goryeo. In essence, Angkor Thom was one of the largest cities in the world at the time. Angkor Thom was a planned city. Its houses were organized into blocks, and these blocks were connected by a network of canals and roads which were designed to stretch out from the heart of the city like the spokes of a wheel. The 4 yearly harvests produced 126,000 tons of rice, more than enough to sustain the entire population of the city and its surrounding territories, which exceeded 1 million. Also, the city was close to Tonle Sap, a lake which made the lives of the people even more abundant. Zhou Daguan, the Chinese emissary who visited this region at the end of the 13th century, exclaimed, "The waters of the lake are so full of fish that it is difficult to row your boat. After ascending the throne at an early age, the ambitious Suryavarman II sought to complete Angkor Wat within his lifetime in order to consolidate the state and religion and strengthen his power. Also, the young king who had seized power through force sought to conquer the surrounding lands. As a result, he began a campaign to conquer the neighboring kingdom of Champa in 1129, 10 years into his reign. He led a force of 700 ships and 20,000 soldiers. The Champa, who lived in the south of what is known today as Vietnam, were under the influence of the Khmer Empire for quite some time. But as they grew increasingly powerful, they became a threat to the Khmer. This is